will not such moves as that effectively completely make Sharia councils redundant on the basis that they are mainly used by Muslim women seeking divorce, as you said earlier?
No, because there'll always be a certain amount of women who will choose not to have a legal marriage. If the law allows that, they will choose to have no legal rights and to take a chance. So there'll always be those people who will opt out. My view is they should have an informed choice. As long as they know what they're doing, I can't stop you giving away your freedoms and your rights. So please feel free to have no legal marriage. Feel free to have 2, 3, 4 marriages, as long as you look after each other. So don't feel that you have to be watched. People are not watching you as long as you're looking after the children and the women. And even the men are oppressed, so they should be fine. But where she, I think, is being unpractical is she has no idea. Our legal system is in chaos. It's breaking down. We have no court days, even for the most complex care cases, let alone English judges getting involved in Islamic divorce. It's never going to happen. So what I would look to is Dr. Dubian to maybe do what he says. And I would like to be there to be on the panel of advisors. I hope that we get this done. That with all of you in the community backing us up, why don't we have legal marriages that are dissolved legally under not just English law, but international law? So wherever a client goes, they call me from Libya to say they're arrested and their marriage is uncertificated. There's no certificate and they're going to be thrown in jail for adultery and their child taken away from them. These are terrible human rights abuses. What we want to do is have that legal marriage registered. It's available internationally as a register, and it's dissolved when it goes wrong. And then the man does his Islamic duty, and the children know who their father is. Everyone knows who's married to whom. It's on your ID card in Muslim countries, isn't it? Every Muslim country, you know who you're married to. It's only in the UK we're living in the dark ages, Jahiliyat.
Now, you suggested that some of the suggestions of Professor Mania were impractical. She does say very boldly that the Sharia councils are inherently discriminatory on the basis that under Sharia law, men can divorce their wives unilaterally by pronouncing talaq, the divorce 3 times, but women must get a judicial decree on specific grounds or give up financial rights to obtain a divorce from a religious judge, which in itself is a process that costs upwards of £400. Then you have people like Maulana Shahid Raza from the Executive Secretary of the Wembley-based Muslim Sharia Council in the UK, on the one side publicly welcoming these inquiries, but he says that far from being weighted in favour of men, the councils he has worked on find themselves at odds with about 70% of his husbands who often refuse to accept the findings of the council and the divorce pronouncements. He says that the council adjudicators are often branded as agents of the West and referred to as kafirs, non-believers. Do these inquiries and do these issues form part of a wider assault on the Muslim faith? Is there any validity to that suggestion?
Before I deal with that, it's a very important point. You said a man can give a divorce 3 times. The scholars will all agree that it should only be 1 divorce, talaq-e-ihsan, 1 divorce notice followed by the 3-month iddat period. That's a divorce. You should not be doing talaq-e-ghaliza or bidda, which is an innovation to give all 3 in one go, because that is wrong in every level. It doesn't leave room for reconciliation. Islam is about mercy and kindness. So please, men out there, do not give 3 divorces, okay? 1 is enough. Moving on to your point about victimizing the Muslim community, let's stop playing the victim card. Let's stop saying everyone's after us. Let's look at what we have done wrong, maybe, as well. Let's listen to our enemies. They may tell us things about ourselves that our friends won't. Can we be big enough and bold enough now to do that? England in the 21st century, UK, is probably one of the best places to be a Muslim, with freedom of religion and power to do good. Let's grab that with both hands. Shahid Raza is completely right. I know him well and I respect him. Men have abused Sharia councils greatly, broken windows, etc., saying, how dare you set my wife free? When I chose to keep her enslaved, why are you giving her Islamic rights? And there is a very important intellectual point here and scholarly point. If a man is not releasing his wife, there are only a few other ways to release her. Do you know what they are? One is talaq-e-tafweed, that they've got it in their contract terms, either before marriage or during the marriage, that the wife can have an equal right of divorce. So a woman can divorce her husband as well. It's written in there. That's without giving up a meher. Don't confuse it with khula. So she can actually give him a divorce. That's in 1% of cases that I know. So then what does the woman do? She has no right of divorce. So is that inherently discriminatory? I think you can argue it is in today's day and age. 1 in 5 women are the main breadwinners. They're supporting their husband. So the old contract where the man supports a woman and he has to have all the power of divorce is turning on its head as well. So we need to look at new ways. Islam is always innovative and looks at the geographical zone it's in, the culture it's in, and it adapts. That's how it grew so beautifully and so practically all these centuries, not by being set in stone. So Sharia is not set in stone. We have to be agile. We have to be intellectually sound. We have to be merciful. As long as we keep that core, there is no clash with English law. There is no clash of civilizations. We will be respected and considered a value add to this country, and people will welcome Muslims. So we should put our own house in order in that way. I think we can do it. We're nearly there. We need your support. We need people out there to listen to programs like this, to join campaigns like Register Our Marriage, and then support us in the work we're doing. This is all about justice for those women and men who don't even have a friend to talk to. A woman the other day said she could only speak to God. Nobody else knows what she's going through. Is that fair? Let's be there for them.
Well, now, with those bold words, effectively saying that it's time that the Muslim community took ownership of this issue.
Absolutely.
Aina Khan, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me on Islam Channel.
Appreciate it very much.